Sing along with me to Silly Bee songs. Silly Bee songs. Let's find the lowercase letters of the alphabet.
I see the letter A. Do you see the letter A? A. A. I see the letter A. A. A says a. A says a, like apple.
I see the letter B. Do you see the letter B? B. B. I see the letter B. B. B says b. B says b, like book.
I see the letter C. Do you see the letter C? C. C. I see the letter C. C. C says k. C says k, like crown.
I see the letter D.
Do you see the letter D? D. D. I see the letter D. D. D says da.
D says duh, like dress-ups.
I see the letter E. Do you see the letter E? E. E. I see the letter E. E. E says E says like enchantress.
I see the letter F. Do you see the letter F? F. F. I see the letter F. F. F says f. F says f, like fairy. I see the letter G. Do you see the letter G? G. G. I see the letter G. G. G says g. G says g, like glass slipper.
I see the letter H. Do you see the letter H? H. H. I see the letter H. H. H says H says like high heels.
I see the letter I. Do you see the letter I? I see the letter I. I says I says like igloo.
I see the letter J. Do you see the letter J? J. J. I see the letter J. J. J says J. J says J, like jester.
I see the letter K. Do you see the letter K? K. K. I see the letter K. K. K says k. K says k, like king.
I see the letter L.
Do you see the letter L?
I see the letter L.
L says ooh.
L says ooh, like lollipop.
I see the letter M. Do you see the letter M? M. I see the letter M. M says M says like mermaid.
I see the letter N. Do you see the letter N? N. I see the letter N. says n, n, n. N says n, like necklace.
I see the letter O. Do you see the letter O? O, O. I see the letter O. O, O says ah, ah, ah. O says ah, like ocean.
I see the letter P. Do you see the letter P? P, P. I see the letter P. P, P says p, p, p. P says p, like princess.
I see the letter Q. Do you see the letter Q? Q, Q. I see the letter Q. Q, Q says qua, qua, qua. Q says qua, like queen.
I see the letter R. Do you see the letter R? R, R. I see the letter R. R, R says R says like royal chef.
I see the letter S. Do you see the letter S? S, S. I see the letter S. S, S says S says S, like snowflake.
I see the letter T.
Do you see the letter T?
T, T. I see the letter T.
T, T says t, t, t.
T says T, like tea party. I see the letter U. Do you see the letter U? U, U. I see the letter U. U says U says like unicorn.
I see the letter V. Do you see the letter V? V, V. I see the letter V. V, V says V, V, V. V says V, like Valentine's card.
I see the letter W. Do you see the letter W? W, W. I see the letter W. W, W says what? W says what? Like wizard. I see the letter X. Do you see the letter X? X, X. I see the letter X. X, X says x, x, x. X says x, like X marks the spot. Ahoy, mateys!
I see the letter Y. Do you see the letter Y? Y, Y. I see the letter Y. Y, Y says ya, ya, ya. Y says ya, like yellow.
I see the letter Z. Do you see the letter Z? Z, Z. I see the letter Z. Z, Z says Z says Z, like zoom.
Now I know my
A, B, C.